If a hire didn't work out, it's most likely not the person's fault that you hired. It's your fault. And today I want to talk to you about that and an experience that I've had with that, but also sharing some of what I've seen from other clients that we've had, especially when it comes to virtual assistants. And so what I found for myself personally, when a hire hasn't worked out, yes, of course, there's times that they just weren't good and they didn't work out. But a lot of times why we had struggles, why there's issues going on was simply because we didn't have things set up properly for them to come in. We didn't have ways for them to truly win. We had an idea that they were going to be, let's say, a video editor, or they were going to help with job trade build outs, but we didn't have a structure in place and we didn't have specific tasks for them to do along with check-ins. We simply just said, hey, we're too busy. Here's what you're going to do. You've got the background experience in it. Go figure it out. And a lot of employees don't want that. Yes, they want some autonomy to be able to do things on their own, to not be micromanaged, but they don't want it so autonomous that they have to go figure everything out on their own. Because why would they work for you if they have to figure every single thing out? So the thing was that we didn't really hire wrong, and you aren't hiring wrong. It's that you're leading wrong. Sure, there are things that you have to do, you have to figure out as you go, but there's also a lot of times where you have to guide along the way. And I actually did this with now my ops manager. She was my HR and recruiter at one point. And as we started to do more things and I started to try and get her more into that leadership realm, I had to take the time and ask her questions, understand her mindset around why did she make that decision? Why did she do that thing? And if I gave her a task and she would come back and ask me, okay, well, what do you want me to do here? Instead of just being, okay, do X, Y, Z, I would turn around and say, well, what do you think we should do? What do you think your first step is? So I would take the time to walk through that with her, but build up her capabilities to be able to take on this work and to be able to think on her own. So I led her differently than some other failed hires that we had, because instead of actually leading them and guiding them and coaching them up, I just simply said, go do this. And now some of that comes down to the character of the individuals as well. My ops manager, she's been very forthcoming about things. And so some things that I do now, which again, I've changed my leadership, is I try and approach them first, asking them questions, reminding them time and time again that I have open door communication, that if you have any questions, please ask them. Don't just try and do it and then I have to come back and correct you later. But ask the question and get clarity. That's kind of asking a question, but get clarity. What's the direction that I want to go if you really don't understand? But it's about setting up the culture and the environment to allow for that, open communication. But you as the business owner in your mind, you're thinking, I know I'm busy, but if you talk to me about it, we can work through it. We can make this happen. And I can take a few minutes to talk to you about it. But you have to come talk to me. But your employee is not thinking that way. Your employee is thinking that they're being a burden to you. And so this is costing you money as well, because they're thinking that they're a burden to you to ask a question. In your mind, you're saying, no, it's not a burden. So at the end of the day, a bad hire, 9 times out of 10, is not actually a bad hire. It's bad leadership. So if you want to have better hires, of course, work on your recruiting process, but then you also need to lead better. Have that structure in place for them. Tell them exactly what the targets are for them and tell them about the communication. 99% of all problems, it's poor communication, miscommunication that happens. So tell them the expectations on communication, that it is an open door policy, or you need to talk to this person first. If you're not getting from them, then come to me, whatever that looks like in your business. But set up that communication protocol for them as well, and you'll start to see that it's not bad hires, that you can actually find the right talent out there and the right people to be able to fulfill the roles and duties that you have to fulfill your services.